Hey everyone, Christy back here again. I just wanted to do another twin flame video today. Just to introduce myself real quick, if anyone is new and watching this, my name is Christy. I'm on the twin flame journey. I have been for several years now, and I've just decided that I'd like to start to help people with the knowledge that I have and the topics that I feel like are the most pressing when you're on this crazy journey. So today I wanted to talk about twin flame blockages, or what appears to be a blockage in your twin flame dynamic. Usually when you come into these dynamics, they will have abnormal blockages, like more than any other relationship. It will almost be like, really? There'll just be so many things that you've never experienced before blocking you two. They can be cultural, they can be locational, they can be third-party situations, other relationships, family dynamics, money, jobs, any of those things that you perceive to be coming between you and your twin flame. The reason I wanted to talk about it today is because when I was laying there last night, I was thinking about how ironic it is that these perceived blockages are really not blockages at all. It's almost a challenge from God to be placed in front of you guys to see what you're going to do with them. And I truly believe that's why twin flames have so many dynamics that appear to be blockages, because we are supposed to overcome those together. That's our calling, is to smash the matrix, get rid of all the idealism that has been put to us since we were kids, that you have to do things this way, you can't do this, if you see this, you're stuck, blah, blah, blah. The only way to overcome these blockages in your twin flame dynamic is to really get out of your head and into your soul, and to learn that you're a creator. You've been given the gift of creation by God who made you. Nothing is a blockage. Nothing. There is nothing in this world that can block you from anything. It's all here. Anything that you perceive to be stopping you or keeping you stuck or blocking you, it is not that at all. You have the power at any given time to create a new story and choose a path that you're going to walk. I think this is easier for the divine feminines to come to a realization of at first, because again, we kind of start this journey earlier. Like I've said in my other videos, we awaken first. We're given that realization first. And that is harder for the divine masculines. Even in addition to that, it's conditioning for them that they have had since they were little. Some of the blockages I'd like to talk about real quick are third parties. Let's talk about that real quick. So, kind of not funny, but funny. Usually when you meet your twin, you're in another relationship, one or more parties has ties, that situations that would be perceived as, how do I get out of this? Or how am I going to do this without hurting this person, without letting down this person? Again, every topic I bring up is going to come back to the fact that this journey is a journey of self, a self-awakening. It's meant to lead you back to your highest self, and it's meant to challenge you to choose yourself every single time. On this journey, if you choose anything but yourself, you're going to end up back on the hamster wheel, and you're going to end up back at point A, where God's going to be like, nope, start over again. So when you meet your twin, let's just say they're in a relationship. If that was a good situation, would you guys be talking? No. The reason that you guys are connecting is because that soul tie is there, and they know it. It may not be good on paper. It may appear to be the more challenging route. It may appear to be the route that would cause them to lose things. But again, these are all illusions. Really, they are. And if you can just get that into your head as a DF, you can give that energetic vibe to your DM. The funny thing, and the point that I'm getting at, and I'll talk about a few more blockages, is that none of these are actually blockages at all. It's almost like a sleight of hand, a trick. Like God's like, let's see if they figure this out. Anything that you perceive to be a loss is not a loss at all, because you're going to be blessed so much for choosing this journey. If you were in a situation where you have a half-assed relationship, it's okay. You know, that person's there for you. They're a body. They're someone that you can watch TV with. Maybe they're turned into kind of a friendship, or on the other hand, some of them have actually toxic situations that are dangerously toxic. And they don't know how to get out of the toxic, or they fear this or that. The funny thing about it is that as soon as you decide to choose this path, God's going to come in and cover the entire situation. You guys are called to do this. So I just find it so interesting that that fear is there, because literally on the other side of that fear is something a million times better than either one of you could have ever had. And if you can, as a divine feminine, who you're probably watching this, if you can grasp that concept for your DM and carry that with you, that all this fear is an illusion, and if you can stay in that vibration, that trust, that knowing that anything you're going to let go of is going to be replaced million times greater than it ever would have been had you had not chosen this path. I think for the divine masculines, a lot of them are in comfortable situations where it's easy. That person doesn't challenge them. That person doesn't ask, them to be a better person per se, or they live in their little town. They don't have to, all of these things are easy for them. And that is what God is calling us to run from. The easy, the mundane, the familiar. This journey calls you to step out from that. And the reason I'm saying that to you guys is because I want you to step into that vibration yourself, because you carry this relationship in the beginning. Your vibration will determine what they do next. If you can stay in the vibration that there really is no blockages, and that any time we're faced with a large amount of fear, it's there for a reason. It's calling us to be brave. So I talked about the relationship blockages. Another blockage might be a career. Your divine masculine is, before these relationships come about, you have this in your head. I'm going to do this, that, you might have a family dynamic, or a job that you thought you were going to do, or something that was familiar to you that you've known your whole life. And then these relationships come and blow it all up. It questions everything, because it's pick the blue pill or the red pill type of thing. The matrix again, it's like, what are you going to choose? On the one hand, this situation that I'm in is uncomfortable because it's not fulfilling. It's not pushing me to be better. It's not passionate. It's not what I truly want in my soul, but I'm comfortable with it because I know what comes next. I don't have to guess. Even if it's shit, I know what shit comes next. I'm used to it. It's not scary in that aspect. So a lot of the times the DMs will struggle with that. Why would I leave what I know, what's comfortable? Well, because you're not happy and it's not your calling. That's it, period. They will also be in job situations where in this earthly mind, if you look at it from that point of view, from here and not here, you will deem it to be a risk financially. It may look like a risk. If I drop everything, because usually that's what you're called to do in these situations, not just the divine masculine. Sometimes they don't even know what we're dealing with and what we have to let go of. I mean, there's so many things my DM does not know because they just haven't been talked about yet that I have to let go of should we choose this path. It appears to them that they have to let go of everything they know, all their security, the things that are guaranteed, the things that they've known. Again, it's a trick, because on the other side of that letting go is the greatest blessing of their life, is the wealth they never would have had, the security, the peace, the dynamic life that you get from this calling is on the other side of that fear. And should you choose it, God's not going to let you fall. He's got it. Everything is already laid out. And if you can sit in that vibration, that is what you will see come next for you. So we've talked about relationship blocks. We've talked about career blocks. It could be family and friends. Like sometimes twins will come together, like for my situation, opposite ends of the earth, like so different culturally. I'm probably not what he would usually talk to or date. Maybe his family would, I'm tattooed everywhere, like maybe his family wouldn't like me. Maybe his small little town would be like, what are you doing? Or maybe his friends and family would be like, what, are you kidding me? You're going to leave. You're going to go here. Like, you're risking everything you have here. And again, all set up as a challenge for us to overcome. And unfortunately, again, like I talked about, they have free will. So what they choose to do is what they choose to do. Should they stay in the comfort and the mundane and the everyday that they know, that's what they'll get. And it's not, like I said, it's not like they're going to be, drop dead and start on fire if they don't choose this path, but they'll just get that. That's what they'll continue to get. Whatever you put out and whatever you vibrate at and whatever you choose is what you're going to get back. So should they choose to stay where what they know, even if they're not unhappy, even if it's half-assed, mediocre, miserable, that's what they'll continue to get. Should they choose to walk the path that they know in their soul is calling them, that's when all the huge blessings and the dynamic life will come in. And I've told you guys in the last video, you don't need them to choose this for you guys to be blessed with that. You know what you know. Don't let anybody tell you different if you know. Not all people that watch this are going to be in twin dynamics. Some are going to be in unhealthy situations where their partner is toxic or it's a toxic situation. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about true twin flame dynamics. Even if your divine masculine has hurt you on accident by staying in a relationship or by disappearing on you or by not choosing this, your twin would never purposely harm you. They love you. They would never, and it kills them to hurt you. It kills them to not choose you. If you're in a twin dynamic, it will never, ever be toxic. Like I said, they may have hurt you by default because they didn't choose this yet, or they're staying with someone they shouldn't, or they're not, taking the steps they need to. But ultimately, a true twin dynamic, your divine masculine will almost go away from you on purpose not to hurt you. That's how you can kind of tell that you're in one of these dynamics. They protect you by removing themselves sometimes. And that's, again, set up by God. The whole point of this video is just really to talk about blockages because they don't exist. Do not focus on them. Not at all. I know it's hard because we're so conditioned that once we are dropped into this journey, you have to retrain your brain and your soul to not think ever again like you used to. Anytime you have a thought come into your head, I can't. Do not say those words. I hate those words. You can. You can do anything you want. And if you have a calling, it's there for a reason. Do not ignore that calling. Do not. You do not want to be the old person in the rocking chair thinking back about a situation you should have and could have, and looking at your life trajectory as disappointment in some sense. You don't want that. When something is this miraculous is dropped into your life, you run with it. And divine feminine, if they aren't running with it, you continue to run with it. Do not focus on blockages or negative. Anything that you put out is what you'll get back for this dynamic. Focus on the fact that this connection is miraculous and that everything that comes after it will be as well. If you choose this, even if they don't, everything that you would have gotten will still come to you. It might come in a different body or a different, form of blessing. And I'm not saying that you can find another twin flame. You only have one. I'm just saying that God will take care of you and he will send you whatever it is that you need, that you would have had, simply for walking in faith and trusting and knowing and trusting your gut and not choosing fear and culture and what I should do and finances. Those are the biggest lessons for the DM that they are having to really face and struggle with right now is, who am I? What do I want? Why do I choose these things? Why am I still here? And the only reason that someone would choose to stay in something they don't want to do is because they do not believe that they are covered or that they are blessed or that there is more out there. And that is something that you can continue to pray for your divine masculine for, that their eyes would be opened, that their mind would be opened, that their soul would be opened to what you have learned, which is there is no blockages. And I know you guys know that. It's just a reminder to continue to focus on the fact that there is no true blockages. It's all an illusion. It's put there on purpose to essentially have you overcome it purposefully together, hopefully. If your divine masculine is struggling with these things, just continue to speak life into him and pray for him. Don't ever send negative vibes to your divine masculine or wish ill upon them, even if they're not with you. You pray that they're happy and that they're fulfilled and that their eyes will be opened. And even if they don't know what you know yet, that there's this wonderful life waiting ahead for you too. You just pray that they will get there, because on the true twin journey, I do believe that they will get there. Whether or not they still choose to turn their back, even if they know, is again up to them. But at the end of the day, any perceived blockages you are sitting there stressing about, or they are stressing about, just know it's an illusion. God's got you. That $50,000 a year salary that you're afraid to lose will be replaced with triple. That comfortable relationship that you feel like, how could I let this go? This person is my friend. And yes, and don't get me wrong, having someone that's been there for you and is kind to you and is a friend to you is not a bad thing. That's fine. But these twin relationships are 20 times better than anything mediocre that you ever could have had. And that person has their soul tie out there too. If you stay in a situation with someone you're not meant to be in, you're blocking them from having this as well. The same thing with your career. You do not choose safety over your calling. It's going to backfire every time. And if your family doesn't like it, I'm sorry. They need to learn how to love you properly, because when you love someone, you want them to choose what's best for them. And they will come around, I promise you, because again, God's got you. This journey is ordained and you're covered. And if you've been stressing it all the last few days about how is this going to work out? How can we ever get there? It seems impossible. I do it too. Just know it's not, and God's got you, and you stay in the vibration of I create my reality. I determine what comes next. Whatever vibration I put out is what will follow. And hopefully that helps you guys a little bit. These are some of the things that have helped me along the way and have helped me to kind of, determine how I'm going to guide myself. It's taken me a long time to get where I'm at, and I'm in a good place, and I just want to help other people as well. And I hope that you guys are all doing well and you have a wonderful new year. If you're not watching this on New Year, then I'm hoping you're having a wonderful day. Any more topics I come up with, I will hop on and try to talk about them. Feel free to drop any questions in the comments, or if you need some encouragement today, I'd love to give that to you. And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.